Hey guys, welcome back today. And today we are going to check on one of the recent function which has been added since Excel 2016 and which is called a switch function. Now, it is similar to ifs function which we have seen earlier, which was this ifs function, which wherein you can use multiple criterias uh, to filter your data. Now, switch does the same thing. Yeah. Switch functions evaluate an expression against a list of values and return the result corresponding to the first matching value. So if there is no match, an optional default value may be returned. This function, as I said, was added on Excel post Excel 2016. Yeah, that's very important function. I keep on adding it to verify multiple criteria unless and until that particular criteria gets fulfilled. So usually switch function, as you can see here, has a, eval expression, then you have the values and then the result. Yeah, you can have multiple such expression values and result, and you can have such combination to around 126 combinations of such values and expressions and the results. So the I'll just mention it this way, not 216 is 126. Okay. So you can have this many number of expressions, which is value that will be compared against the against a value which is mentioned in V1 or V, which is mentioned in the syntax. So expression is something which will be compared against the value. Value is compressed of any kind of expression or any kind of value or any kind of cell reference that you have. Yeah. And the result is the value to be returned when the corresponding value, this particular value or the V part is evaluated as true. Okay. Now, by default, the value to return in the case of no matches are as per the expression. Let's get into an example wherein we can understand how this could work. Yeah. So let's quickly get on to a simple example where we can understand how this particular function works so that you can evaluate it at any point of time. Yeah. So let me write it for something like is equal to switch. Yeah. Yeah, then you have the expression, and I would say if it's one, yeah, then or it is as four greater than four. Let me have it that way. So if the value here, which is mentioned, yeah, is greater than four, comma, yeah, greater than 4, it will say as excellent. Yeah, so I'm trying to give a value to the number. Okay. Now, if it is not there as a value is okay. I need to give T4 is 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 probably this, probably I'll say, let's put 4. Let me add some values here first. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I'll say T4 if it is this, comma, say excellent. Let us say if this is the only thing that I have in my expression. Yeah, it is saying an A because it is not 4, it is greater than 4. Yeah, so I have to say if it is greater than this, yeah, so it is giving an NA because the expression by which I have written it is incorrect. So I need to modify the expression so that it matches. So here we get an NA. So what we need to do is we need to first evaluate it to true. We need to say the expression is true. And then we need to see that your function is evaluating that particular data to true so that you get an answer for it. Yeah. So if I say true BC T4 greater than BC9, which is my 4 here, then it should be excellent. Now it will give me excellent. Now we can add more conditions saying that if uh, T4 is if T4 is less than or greater than equals to 3, then it will give me as good. Yeah, it will give me the score as good. Yeah, let me not use 3. Let me use the cell reference that I have added below. So the cell reference is this. Okay. It's not that complicated. I'm just trying to make things easier by putting out the right things at right place. So again, if I have to check this cell, and again, if I say greater than equals to 2, yeah, greater than equals to 2, then it should tell me as average. Yeah, this is how I'm giving the grades. If it is not 2 again, as I told you, I should give the reference so that anytime when I want to change it, I can change it from here rather than getting into the formulas. So again, if I'll reference this and I'll say if this is again greater than 1, then the result should be bad or okay. I'm just giving anything so that you can evaluate to any other things as your wish. If T4 is less than 1, then I would say the grade to be fail. Yeah, so let me make this greater than equals to. Again here also let me make this greater than. So this is excellent. Let me move this a bit further, the grades. And if I drag this now, it will give me grades for everyone. Yeah. So if it is greater than, let me see if it is giving the right formula. Okay. If I go down, it is giving me excellent because my cells have got shifted. You see, as I moved my formula downwards, my cells have got shifted. Yeah, you can see the first cell that was selected as 4 has moved to 3. So what I need to do is, if you remember my absolute reference thing, you need to make it constant. Yeah. So every cell reference that you have taken for the grading part, I'm making it constant so that whenever I move my formula, it will not change. Now it is right. So if this is greater than 3, it is giving me good. Let's see, let's drag it for all the ratings that are available. So let me put it till last row, and we can see all the gradings being properly added. Yeah, 2.5, it is giving me average, which what we thought of. Excellent. Yeah. You can see where 2.5 was shown as average. Let me change one of the cells and make it 0.9, which is less than 1. So you can see here the change has been made to fail. Yeah. So I'll show you again. So this was 4 initially, which gave the grade as good, but as soon as I change it to zero point 0.9, which is less than 1, it will change the grade to fail. Yeah, so the formula has become much dynamic, and it is changing as per the conditions that we have added in this switch formula. Yeah. And if I would have written this in ifs, I would have to write multiple condition, what has to happen on each of the conditions. Yeah. So this becomes very simple in terms of if you want to add some grading, or suppose I want to evaluate electronics as E. So let me just write another formula which will evaluate the So I'll say is equal to switch, yeah, and I will check if this is electronics, yeah. If this is electronics, this is electronics. Let me here write it as, let me have the common names which are available. Electronics, I have apparel, home goods, and books, yeah. What else do I have? Home goods, books. Okay, I'm done. So if I represent electronics as E, home goods as G, apparels as A, home goods I have written 2 times, I guess. So books as B. Yeah, I have these 4 items: electronics, home goods, apparels, and books. Okay, great. Now, if I want to just for the naming purpose or any kind of charts that I have to do, if I have to evaluate electronics to E, I would write the formula as equal to switch. Yeah. If this particular cell, which I am referring to, has the value as electronics, then give me the result as E. So let's see if it is able to do that. Yeah, it gives me the result. Now I can evaluate other formulas. So what I can do first of all, I need to make this as a constant. Yeah. So let me first make this as constant so that our formula doesn't change, and we'll keep on adding more uh, options to it. So if this particular cell has the value as home goods, then it should give me HG. Yeah. Again, I have to make them constant. Again, I have to make BG9 as well constant. So let me make this as constant. Yeah. This one as constant. Yeah. Again, I will check for this particular cell if it is having the value as apparel, which I need to make constant. Then I should get a value as A. Okay. Lastly, the final one, that is books. If this particular cell has the value as books, then it should give me, okay, let me move it. Then it should give me B. Yes. Okay. Now let me drag it for all the cells that I have. So you can see, oh, have I made any kind of mistake? Let me see if I have, okay, BG8, BH8, BG9, BH9. So I am right. Let me drag this entire formula here. So it is giving me for E, it is not giving me for home goods. Let me check why. Oh, I do not need to mention this again. I need to have a default value and then that's it. Yeah, you can see. So I have mentioned my expressions initially, and then I have to just give the value and the results. Yeah. So this is how you need to identify which cell you want to reference, and then you give your values and result. I need to change the syntax where I have made a mistake. Let me not repeat that. So you do not need to mention the expressions again and again. As I told you, you need to mention only the values and results which are to be allocated based on the cell that you have selected. Yeah, my bad. So just to make things very clear, the switch function has the expressions initially, and then you have the value and the results. Yeah. Now there could be multiple values and result depending on what you want to evaluate. And that can be 126 different pairs of values and results that we have seen right now. Okay, so switch function as such is a very important function which will help you to check one expression and have multiple or one particular cell, and against which we can check multiple values and results that are to be evaluated. Yeah. Hope I was able to make the concept clear. Yes, sorry for one of the mistake that I made. That needs to be taken care of whenever you write formulas, and you need to get it right as soon as possible so that other results do not go bad. Yeah, as you can see, you didn't got an error over here, but you got home goods. That's where you need to be very careful when you are writing formulas. Yeah, and you need to know where you are going wrong. That's how I was able to correct my mistake and get the formula right. So it was majorly values and results which I had mistakenly added in syntax. But you have to mention your expression which you needs to be evaluated, against which the value and result has to be published or given as an output. Yeah. And this is very important function. If I have to do this with ifs function, let me tell you that as well. So I have to write is equal to ifs, yeah, then the open brackets, then I have to give a logical test. Yeah, logical test was if this particular cell, comma, is equal to this, which is electronics, then the value should be E, yes, which was my this value. Yeah. Again, if I have to add more, accordingly, you can see I have to keep on adding the true values for each logical test. So every time I have to write this expression to be evaluated. Yeah. Wherein in switch case, I do not need to add any kind of logical expressions to be evaluated. I just need the value and the result. That makes the formula pretty simple. Yeah. Hope I was able to make concept clear on the switch function. Hope you like this video. Do like it, share it across with your colleagues who want to learn Excel. Comment if you want me to cover any of the topics in this 365 days of Excel journey. And yes, do not forget to subscribe to my channel because that's how you're going to get all this notifications of the future videos that I add on YouTube. And yes, that will keep me motivated towards creating such free content. Thank you so much.